Welcome back to the Digital Moneta channel. We just got back from picking up 7 Antminer Z9 Minis. We picked them up from a local company in Mesa, Arizona. They actually brought them in from Bitmain directly, and we went down to the location and picked up our allotment, which was 7. We also have 2 of the full-size Z9s on order. Should be in any day now. While we were down there, we picked up an APW5 power supply. It's got 20 connectors on it. We're hoping to power at least 4 or 5 of the Z9 Minis on there. And we also picked up an APW7, which has 10 connectors. So this will easily power 2 of the Z9 Minis. Let's take a look at what's in the box. These things are incredibly light compared to the S9s that we had brought in directly ourselves from Bitmain. So in the box is your setup information, a little warranty card, the miner itself is in the box. It is actually sealed in a bag. And we'll go ahead and rip this tape open. Nothing fancy. That tape is very sticky. And there you have it. The little Z9 Mini. This thing is tiny. It's got its hashing boards in there. Get you a good close-up. On this side, it's got a single fan, your Ethernet connection, and this guy only requires 4 power connections. So that's why with the APW5 20 connectors, we're hoping to be able to power 5 of them off of that one power supply. And there you have it, the Antminer Z9 Mini. We've got 7 of them here. We're going to start bench testing them. I'm going to jump on the computer, configure them, and we'll show you some results. Okay, let's get this little guy set up and see if we can't get it hashing. First, we're going to plug in 4 connectors from the APW7 power supply. And those are basically going to connect to the hashing boards and the power supply on the Z9 Mini. Now we've got those 4 connectors connected. We'll plug in the Ethernet cable. Like so. We'll also be plugging it into the voltage meter, so we'll have an idea of what we're getting voltage-wise. So plug that into our voltage meter. And the moment of truth. Plugging in the power supply. So they're starting up. Far less noise than a Antminer S9. I mean, this is what you hear is what you're getting. Not sure you can see that on the screen, but it's reading out 269. I think we'll have these bumped up to about 350 once we get them up and running. So now I'm going to jump over to the computer and see if we can get it configured. Okay, now we're over here on the configuration side of our Antminer Z9 Mini. We basically just need to find the IP address that it's residing on. We've done that, and now we've logged in to the miner, and we can see the system. We want to go over to miner configuration, and in the past, this is a bit of a disappointment. In the past, in the first batch of the Z9 Minis, you were actually able to increase your frequency and go from about 10,000 sols all the way up to around 16,000 souls by taking this up to 750. That feature is gone. A bit of a disappointment. However, we're in this for the long run, so we probably don't want to overtax these machines in the first place. So we are a little disappointed, but not completely. So we come over to the general settings and we need to plug in the URL for mining, worker name, password, things like that. So we'll go over to our pool. We use Zhash for our mining pool, and we'll come over here to the USA tab since we're in the USA, and their ASIC miner pool, it will utilize this URL along with the 3059 port. And then you'll need your wallet address, and so the configuration will actually look similar to this. I'll go ahead and paste. Okay, now we've pasted in the URL from Zhash and the port number. We need, under worker, we need to paste our wallet address and then password X. Now on the Zhash pool, we will be mining ZenCash, Horizen, Zen, whatever name they're going by this week. So we'll be mining that particular token on this pool. So one of our backup pools will be Antminer, or Ant Pool, excuse me, Ant Pool, and mining ZenCash. And what we did for that is basically this would be one of the server addresses, URLs, and then we set up a worker and we copy and paste this worker address in the worker ID, leave the passwords. We'll paste our worker address down here since our other backup pool will also be ZenCash, just a different port number. You can see the two different port numbers. So the first pool is going to again be mining ZenCash. Second pool and third pool will be using the Ant pools mining ZenCash. So we've got that all set up. We'll go ahead and hit apply. And once you hit apply, that will cause the Z9 Mini to reboot. And so we'll see that the miner status is offline while this is rebooting. And if we just give it a moment, we can see it just starting to come online. It's just starting to pick up. Hit the refresh button. Now you can see it starting to already jump to 7,000 souls. This actually boots a lot quicker than a S9. We're up to 9,000 souls. Okay, so another refresh now shows that we're at 11,000 souls with an average of almost 11,000 souls. So again, we can't overclock this like the first batch, but we are actually not that disappointed. We probably wouldn't have wanted to overclock them since we want them to run for the long haul, not just the short game. So now we're up and hashing. Let's see if we can actually see it on the pools. And so we now do see it on the pools. It is the one marked no name. We will go in and eventually name that miner. And if we come over here to the workers, we now have 8 workers. And it is slowly ramping up. It usually takes a little while to get going full speed on the pools. We hit a refresh and we're up to 20,000 souls. We were down around the 12,000 soul range. You can see that the miner is taking effect. Actually, it's shot right up. No name is what it is. We'll eventually go in there and name the miner. And it should eventually build its way up to that 10.5 to 11 souls that we see it's doing. It's going to average probably somewhere around 10.5 is going to be my guess when it's all said and done. But we can definitely see it's on the pool. It's dwarfing what our GPU miners are doing, sadly. And again, we are heavily invested in GPU mining. We're not going to give up on it. What we're going to do, however, is with the 7 Z9 Minis that we just picked up and the 2 Z9 full-size units, they'll probably mine your Zen, the ZenCash, some of the bigger tokens, and we'll take these GPU miners and move them over to projects like Aeon, definitely low-key, some of the new projects coming online where we can build up several thousand tokens using our GPU miners, and we'll utilize our GPU miners that way. But the future for Zen and ZenCash, as they have both said they're not going to fork, is going to be ASIC mining. But we are up and running. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. This was really just meant to be a quick introductory to the Z9 Mini. We just picked up our batch from a local company in Mesa, Arizona. Their name is BlokForge. We'll put a link down there. A huge thanks to those folks. They handled all the paperwork. We actually paid $950 for the miners. That included shipping, customs, because they took care of all of that. So the $950 fee was out the door. We did have to go down and pick them up, but they're 30 minutes from our location here in Scottsdale, Arizona. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up. If you could spike us a like, that would be much appreciated. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a lot of updates on these miners as we get them all set up. And until next time, keep hashing away, and we'll see you then.